No worries, don't worry.
Excellent. Thank you.
So will we kick off?
Sure.
So we are here to share the DigiCoach story of how people with lived experience are led digital inclusion. Hello, my name is Patrick. I'm a DigiCoach with St. John of God, Liffey. I'm here with Clara as a DigiCoach tutor. I'm gonna hand over to you, Jade, to introduce yourself.
So I'm Jade and I work as a DigiCoach with Fighting Blindness for the last 7 or 8 months or so, and it's been an amazing experience.
So we're going on to the next slide, the slide two. So digital excluded excluded affects people every day. It can mean feeling left out or not being able to communicate easy. It can also make it hard to assess education, jobs, or daily living. That's why this work is so important. Now we're going on to the third slide, the problems. So we still see a big gap in digital accessibility. Many people don't know what access tools are available. These are also very limited job opportunities for disabled people with digital skills. And overall, there's still a gap between people and technology that needs to be fully taken part. Now, what is a digital coach? So, digital coach is are responsible to this. It's not about traditional training, it's about coaching. We work alongside people, showing and trying out tools together, and we support each other to find out what works best for them. So I'm gonna hand over to Clara about coaching versus training.
So the key difference is that coaching is personal-led, training often gives the same steps to everyone, but digi-coaching is different. We support each person's own journey and how they learn the best. People with disabilities are natural problem solvers because they have to live in a world that is not designed with their needs in mind. That is why they make excellent digi-coaches.
Well, thank you, Clara.
You're very
The
welcome.
next one is slide 6. What makes it unique? So what makes digital different is lived experience. We use digital we use technology ourselves in our daily life. So when we show someone a tool, it's real, we know it's working. And what helps people feel more confident trying it. As a digital coach, we do one-to-one training, we run workshops in schools, we support teachers and disability staff to use assistive technology. We also run a webinar to share what public AT that we use. I'm going to hand over to Jade. Can you share some of your experience as a digital coach?
Sure, absolutely. So, as a DigiCoach, we have plenty of successes. Like, we've had people who have never used their iPhone before, family members who have got it as a present saying, oh, we've heard they're great, and the person can't use them. And now they are absolutely flying. We've had people confidently just do a Tesco shop online. Like little things like that they don't have to go out and feel overwhelmed by all of the things in a shop, that they can just do it online at their own pace. And for me as a coach, it's a learning experience for me too, because everyone learns differently. So I've had to, for example, I have a girl who's using her iPhone, but I've had to get her to do it creatively by games so that she learns the swipe gestures and made it fun for her.
All right, thank you, Jade.
Thanks, Patrick.
The next one is the real experience. So, when I work with children, I learn how important it is to give everyone a turn. I learn how to explain things clearly and in a way that makes sense. The students really enjoyed it, and everyone could take part. We also showed teachers new tools they can use every day. For me, it's shown that everyone can learn if the right support is there. So slide 8, our impact.
So we have just hired new DigiCoaches. We will have 21 paid DigiCoaches working across Ireland next month. We have partnered with St. John of God, Fighting Blindness, Enable Ireland. We have National Learning Network, Brosa and Corlan. To date, we have reached over 1,200 people through workshops and built strong partnerships. But what's really important is that these are paid roles. This is about real employment and real opportunities.
Well, thank you, Clara.
Thank you.
I'm gonna hand it over to Jade of what change. So, Jade, can you tell us about the change for DigiCoach?
Sure, people are getting more and more confident. You know, we're hearing that people are not afraid to try new technologies. They're getting more confident. It's seeing it happen in real time and knowing that us as coaches have made that difference in the life of somebody who's using their technology, whether they're the user, a teacher, a carer, or a family member.
All right, thank you, Jade. And the last one is looking ahead. So, this is just the beginning. We want to grow DigiCoach network, create more paid opportunities, and reach more people. We love you to be part of this, whether that's partner with us, support the work, or helping us scale the module. Because digital inclusion should be led by people we understand the best. Thank you for listening.
So cool. What a cool program. And huge thank you to all of our speakers. Alice has put your contact details into the chat there. So if anyone wants to reach out with questions, they're more than welcome to. I have one myself. I'm just wondering how you all got involved in the program. Did you see an ad about it, or what got you kicked off? Maybe start
Um,
with you, Patrick, and then yeah, move over.
and we got involved with Declan the Fighting the Blindness. They were telling us about Digicodes and how what way they do it. So we hopped on and we learned a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, same. And then Jade, what about yourself? Was that a similar way?
Yeah, so for me it was I had gotten a phone call from Declan to say, I know you have a great interest in helping people with technology, told me about the project, asked me to interview. So I did, and then I've been a DigiCoach ever since, and I got very lucky to meet Patrick and some of the team at an exhibition then in last October where I got to see some of the technology that they coach, which is amazing.
Cool. Yeah, and there's so many different things to learn about. I know Neve had mentioned like being familiar with one technology and then learning there's another technology that could be
Yeah.
beneficial as well. Cool. So then Neil is asking in the chat, is this program available all over Ireland or is it Dublin based or what does that look like?
Most of our service is online, so anyone can avail of it. We do have limited in person in Cork and Dublin, and I think a very small percentage in Sligo, but it's mainly online. So I suppose anyone over the country can join. And I'm not sure, Patrick, how it works for you.
Clara, you want
Yeah,
to say
so we have a St. John of God Day Service in Kerry who are doing the same digi coaching as we are here in Dublin. But we just grew recently from 8 coaches in Ireland from St. John of God, plus from Fighting Blindness to 21 paid coaches.
Yeah, that's a huge number. Like
Yeah.
they're probably available everywhere. So another question in the Q&A function there. We might start with you, Patrick, and move over. So as DigiCoaches, what have you learned with the program, or what has surprised you the most?
We learned a lot, like patience and how to approach the child if they have like, and make sure the child understands the game. So we kind of go over the game, say this is how we're gonna do it, and every child will have different turns, and then they go out to a different table. So it'll be like they go to a different DigiCoach person,
Mm,
but also the teacher and the staff in the schools would like come over and see they could like join in as well.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I have a very similar experience in that one of the approaches I'm doing, like Patrick, is teaching through games and like fun learning activities, but mostly I work with adults who are vision impaired. So it's, I suppose, finding out what they're capable of and what they want to learn and being able to get them to achieve those goals.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just to add, so we are coaching digital learning games at schools such as Osmo and Bluebot, the coding game. But with any training, we started in a classroom setting, and the guys were coached on communication, safety on the internet, and the various accessible tools on iOS systems and on Androids as well.
And like every week that we go to schools, the kids are like so excited to see us saying, "Oh, what we doing this week?" And I'll see you next week. They're like so excited. They want to like know what we're doing for the next
Cool.
week.
Yeah, the games definitely help, don't they? I mean, who doesn't love a good game? I get it. Another question in there. So Neil, it sounds like you do this already, but Neil is asking, would you be interested in presenting to third level students with disabilities who would be potential coaches?
Yes,
Quick answer.
absolutely.
Yeah. So I think Neil might get in contact. I think we'll put the slides up online anyway. So
And sorry, I did see another question asking if we have a website. It's
yeah,
digicoach.ie.
Yeah.
yeah, perfect. I'll put it in the chat there as well so people can access it. Might just leave it open for questions in case there's any wrap-up ones. Neil says he'll be in touch, so be expecting an email from him shortly.
Excellent.
Um, any final questions before we say goodbye to our wonderful final speakers? Doesn't look like it. So just huge, huge thank you. What a wonderful program too, and great kind of positive note to wrap up the day. So thank you to our final speakers.